to make sure they keep them off the boards. You know, I think it's going to come down to which team can execute and stick to their own game plan, which team can limit the opposition and try and, you know, unsettle their sets a little bit. But this one is going to be up and down tempo. It's going to be physical. There's going to be some great one-on-one contests, and let's see how it unfolds. You talk about the fact that they're both undefeated with the 3-0 record, but it's also been the fact that they've won their game so comprehensively. The Fire, basically a winning margin of 20 points per game. The Spirit, a tick under 19 points per game. So it's not just been a case of getting wins, they've win in dominating fashion. Yeah, look, I mean, with all due respect to the teams that aren't in the top four, you know, each of the opponents they've played have tended to be those teams that haven't started the season well, that have been on the road. So I think this is going to be a great challenge for both teams. As we heard Kate say in the opener, they're coming off a break, the FIBA break, 2 to 3 weeks off, so a lot of practice, but will they have the same sink in their game that they had leading into the break with the wins and the momentum they had? So it may be a little bit rusty, but the talent on both of these teams is exceptional. So I imagine that they're going to jump out of the gate. We're going to see high scoring. We're going to see physicality. Let's get it going. So Ruth up against Wilson to start the game. So just about in readiness in Townsville for tip-off. Massive crowd for the Seedings encounter, and why wouldn't it be? Two teams in outstanding form, and Griffin gets the opening tip, and Alex Wilson in the starting role tonight. Griffin. So good ball movement by the Spirit. Maley, top of the key, looks to drive towards the basket. Comes up short with her opening shot, so the Fire will get an early possession. Just as we speak about how well both teams are shooting, she airballs a little pull-up jumper, maybe a bit of nerves, a little bit of rust. As we said, both teams coming off an extended break with that FIBA break. So McKay putting the pressure down the floor. Reed taking the inbound pass. Nicholson certainly been in terrific form. Basket, good passage from her, and gets the opening points of the game. Wow, she liked what she saw with Megan McKay matched up on her. She was putting her head down straight away, getting on the rim. The 8-year veteran of the WNBA in Hawkins. So Wilson's going to be called. In fact, it's a 3-second call against the Spirit. So just a little clunky in their first couple of offensive plays. Yeah, and look, I mean, Alex Wilson's been a massive punch for Bendigo off the bench for her. You know, it'll take a little bit to settle into that starting role, obviously, with Kelly Wilson, the veteran of the WNBL, 4-time championship winner, out with an ankle injury. Big ask for Wilson tonight. 1, to defend Steph Reed, and 2, to lead this Bendigo team from the front in the point guard position. So Reed gets the pass away. Ruth, left-handed jump shot, comes up short, and Maley comes down with a rebound for the Spirit. They look to move the ball quickly up the floor, but they get back, and Ruth gets a hand on it, knocks it out of play, so the Spirit will retain possession. Samuelson with a big task on Maley, although we see the little switch up on the base out of bounds here so that they can get up on their own matchups. Hawkins and Griffin, that one is going to be a super one to watch. So the Spirit have it, comes away to Kelsey Griffin. Ball on the floor, looks to move, and was fouled by Hawkins, and the basketball count. So Kelsey Griffin, nice move from her. Got Hawkins in the air, draws the foul, and will go to the line to shoot the bonus. Both teams really looking to execute their half-court offense. You know, it hasn't been up and down right now. Both teams looking to work it, see where they can get a mismatch or a breakdown in the defense. Kelsey Griffin liked her chances one-on-one against Hawkins and converts. So like we saw last night in the game between the Flames and the Flyers, both teams looking to put a little bit of pressure on up the floor, and a whistle goes in the back play. And the Fire will retain possession. So Hawkins it'll be with the inbounds pass. We spoke, Carrie, pre-game of the 3-pointers, 19 in the game between the Flyers and the Flames last night. Yeah, I imagine they'll be, both of these teams are shooting the ball exceptionally well. They shoot it over 50% from the field, both in the high 40s from the three-point line. So hopefully they can, as we see, there's a shooter, Lauren Nicholson with the pull-up. Can't drop for her. Kelsey Griffin pushes tempo.
So Griffin has it, finds Alex Wilson. Good defensive pressure from Reed. Griffin fires for three, in and out. And Ruth comes down with the rebound for the Fire. Finds Reed. Opportunity for her to Nicholson in the corner, and Nicholson hits her first three of the night. And the Fire in front by a couple.
And the first $50 donation for the Fighting Period Poverty Round comes from who else? Lauren Nicholson with the hot hand.
We're wrong. Can't get it to drop, and this foul will be called. And Townsville will come up with it. So the foul on Alex Wilson. So a couple of fouls already in this one. There's plenty of fouls in the game between the Flyers and the Flames last night. So Reed for Townsville. Nice assist to the previous basket from Nicholson. Little bump there, but play allowed to go on. Still with Nicholson, shot clock down to single figures. Pass comes away, Hawkins from outside for three, can't get it to drop. Good contest from Roof under the basket, but Maley comes away with it and looks to push it down the floor. And the ball goes out of play, and Bendigo retain possession, so great work there from Nicholson to get back. Just close that lane way down.
Yeah, she's hard to defend on the break, Maley, when she gets a head of steam. She's unorthodox at times and tough to defend, and boy, is she a rebounding machine. But we saw at the other end then the Bendigo Spirit looking to double team the ball screen action.
So Bendigo have it through Alex Wilson. Wilson driving to the basket. Nice move from her first basket of the evening. And the score all locked up after 3 minutes. Hawkins now for the Fire. Kicks it back to Steph Reed, who finds a laneway out to Hawkins. Thinks about the three now, drives into the basket and somehow gets to fall.
Tough finish, Tiana Hawkins. Boy, can she play. Averaging 20 points a game. Finds a way to finish against tough physical defence.
Maley finds McKay. We're rung. Pull-up jumper from her. Nice shot. And again, we're all locked away. Basket for basket at the moment.
Both teams looking to execute off the high ball screen with some handoff action as Nicholson takes one, gets into the lane and suckers a foul from Kelsey Griffin.
So she'll go to the line to shoot two. Second team foul on the Spirit.
Excellent free throw shooter is Lauren Nicholson, shooting 91% from the free throw line this season.
Had an outstanding season for Sutherland in the NBL 1.
And her
member of the All-Star 5 in that competition in the East.
Her mum, Jo Piper, was a former WNBL player back in the 80s.
So Nicholson gets the second. And the Fire lead by a point. Early stages, but both teams certainly warming to the task. As McKay goes for three, can't get it to fall, and Roof comes down with a rebound for Townsville. Finds Reed. Nicholson. Good patience from the Fire as Reed kicks it out. Roof fires away for three. Can't get it to fall. Great work from Hawkins underneath, but Maley picks a pocket. And Maley now going inside to McKay. And Megan McKay with the basket. And the Spirit have the lead. So again, just what you're saying, Carrie, when Maley gets off in transition and off running, as Hawkins fires for three, hits it.
And another $50 for Fighting Period Poverty Round. Boy, Hawkins has got it all. She can hit the three, she can put it on the deck. She's a rebound machine. As we see another rebound machine, Maley can't buy it.
So Roof now, good vision, good pass inside to Hawkins, but Griffin gets in the way. Finds McKay, Griffin, Wilson thinks about the three. then thinks better of it.
Where sets them up, calls a high screen up.
Looks to drive to the basket. Samuelson comes away with the ball now. Drives to the basket, good defence there from Maley. As Nicholson fires it across the court to Reid.
Both teams happy to settle into their half-court offence. See if they can get good execution, as we see Steph Reid probing off that ball screen. Interesting step, no travel called, gets her own rebound. Can't buy that put back.
So Alex Wilson comes down with the rebound for Bendigo. Maley now looking to go inside to McKay. A little heavy on the pass, and Nicholson comes away with the ball for Townsville.
Good read defensively by Nicholson to steal that.
And it would have been an easy basket, but an offensive foul will be called against the Fire. Alex Wilson getting in the right place at the right time, drawing the foul. So 2 team fouls apiece, no real foul trouble to start with. After a fairly intense opening 6 minutes, both teams starting to ring a couple of substitutions.
We see McLean check in now for the Bendigo Spirit. And Tessa Lavey off the back of a season in AFLW, the 2-time Olympian, back in the WNBL. Only had a few practices with the Bendigo Spirit. And
Abby Werung hits the 3, but she had a foot on the line. In fact, are they calling an offensive foul there against the Spirit? It looks like it.
Certainly waved off that 3-point basket.
So Reid under pressure from Lavey. Advances it into the front court. Samuelson. Back to Reid. Using plenty of the shot clock. And Samuelson fires for 3 in and out. And Maley comes up with a rebound for the Spirit.
Deep 3 attempt from Samuelson. Fell short. Both teams again settling into their half-court sets. A lot of handoff action, mid-ball screen action from both teams. Screens on the seam.
Maley fires for 3, looks short, and it is. And Samuelson is going to be called for the foul. By just using an arm to move the opponent out of the way. So 3 team fouls apiece. And looks like maybe some drinks have been spilled over on the Bendigo bench.
Kelsey Griffin doing the work. Boy, is she a workhorse and a champion. Look at her, tidying the floor as long as rebounding for a team, setting the standard for a team, hitting big shots for a team.
CTM Sport takes care of all the travelling off-court so your favourite team can focus on their game. As part of the CTM group, their travel management solutions are competitive, innovative and customised to your unique travel needs. Visit ctmsport.com.au to learn more. Griffin. Lavey.
Alicia Froling into the game for the Spirit. She likes her chances against McSpadden down low. Gets the reverse to drop.
So we're tied up once again. Really good opening quarter to this game between the two top sides in the Cygnett WNBL at the moment. Reid finds Nicholson.
Abby Werung with the task on Nicholson, who's been in fine shooting form. Great left-hand feed to the corner for the shooter and drains it for 3.
So Samuelson hits the 3 for the Fire. Just real patient, good ball movement there from the home side. Griffin for 3. Can she answer? Yes, Kelsey Griffin can. And once again, we're all locked up.
Kelsey Griffin shooting the three-pointer at 46% this season. Taking more than a third of her shot attempts at three-pointers. She likes her chances from the three-point line.
So pass comes away. Ruth fires for 3. Can't get it to drop. Nice work under the basket. And put back in by McSpadden. They're the important plays, never giving up on them. Griffin, still with Griffin.
Again, settling back into their sets as Bendigo look for some more handoff action with the ball screen.
So Levy going inside to Froling, under all sorts of pressure, kicks it out. Levy for three, can't get it to fall. And Nicholson quickly up the floor for Townsville. Tried to offload it to McSpadden. And now Werrell to the basket. Good defensive pressure. And Townsville, we're going to come up with the ball.
Substitution for both teams.
Both of their teams have been scoring pretty highly in their 3 games leading into this encounter. I have the sense that it's going to be a bit of a grind today. I don't think we're going to be seeing a 100-point ball game. This one might well be in the low 70s the way it's been played at the moment. Much more half-court focus, execution.
So Roof for Townsville. Woods onto the floor now for the home side. Nicholson looking to drive to the basket. Nice move from her. Can't get it to fall. And Levy comes down with the rebound for Bendigo. Griffin thinks about the three. Drives to the basket. Little scoop move from her. And the ball will be knocked out of play by Townsville. So Bendigo retain possession. 14 left on the shot clock inside the final minute of the first quarter.
Substitution for the Spirit, number 15 Substitution for your team, the Townsville Town.
So the game's certainly been played at the intensity that we expected.
Absolutely some great one-on-one contests defensively, you know, other than a couple of wide open threes in the corner. Both teams have been playing against contested shots.
Wilson fires for three. Can't get it to drop. Maley underneath. Miscommunication, but the ball comes off the hands of McSpadden. So again, Bendigo will get themselves another opportunity offensively.
Excellent possession game team of the Bendigo Spirit. You know, they've got a couple of athletes that it's their bread and butter, their go-to thing, but as a team, an excellent rebounding team.
Lovely pass
to Griffin with the finish.
Nice work from Bendigo. They bring it back to within 1 point. 2-for-1 opportunity for Townsville if they want to try and work in that direction. Samuelson now. Pass comes away and an offensive foul will be called on Carly Samuelson. And Bendigo.
Veteran play by Kelsey Griffin. Samuelson pleading her case with the referee. The referees aren't going to change their call.
No.
He might provide an explanation.
So Bendigo trailing by a point.
Referee Nathan Paff did a good job to keep that situation diffused, explained calmly to Samuelson his case.
Alex Wilson. Pass comes away, Froling. Griffin. Dumps it inside to Froling. Batted away by McSpadden. Still an opportunity for Bendigo. Shot clock winding down. And the pass. A little too much on it for Levy. Can't reel it in. And the Fire will get one last opportunity in this opening quarter. Pressure up the floor from Maley. They're struggling to get in. Eventually Samuelson does. Finds Nicholson. Nicholson looks to drive to the basket. Kicks it out. Samuelson fires for three short. Woods after the ball. Wilson does well. And at quarter time, 1 point ball game in this top of the table Cygnett WNBL clash. Townsville leading Bendigo 16-15. And it's been a real, at times, Carrie, there's been some really good offense and ball movement, but defensively, both defences are on top at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I think that, you know, it does appear that the teams haven't played for two and three weeks respectively, but they're both settling into their half-court sets. As you say, defensively, both teams are doing a great job to try and counter. Coaches are experienced, as we see the stats there, the scorers for Townsville. Hawkins with 7, Nicholson with 4. And look, for as well as these teams shoot, they're not shooting the ball as they have in their previous 3 encounters, and part of that is in particular because of the defence. Most of the shots are coming contested other than some of the perimeter shots, and they're not hitting the wide open 3 as they have been leading into this game.
So for Bendigo, Kelsey Griffin 7 points, Froling with 2 along with Wilson, Werung and McKay rounding out the scorers. So it's just been that tight battle in this opening quarter. First and second on the competition ladder. Not too much splitting them as far as percentage is concerned as well. We expected a tight contest, and that's exactly what we've got at quarter time.
Yeah, this is going to be an arm wrestle back and forth. I don't think we're going to see huge momentum swings in this one. It's going to be a half-court grind. The defence is physical. Big possession plays. The individual matchups are pretty impressive, and I think we're going to see this one hang around in the 70s.
So quarter time in Townsville. When players have had the wide open shot, they've taken full toll, but so many of the plays that they've had offensively have been under some sort of pressure and just haven't been able to get those easy baskets like they have in previous games.
Seen a fair bit of this high ball screen action. You know, the bigs liking to put it on the floor. Kelsey Griffin there finds a nice and one play early in the game. We haven't seen a lot of this from either teams. There hasn't been a lot of breakaways, you know, Maley into traffic there. Look like Skittles.
So second quarter action about to get underway in Townsville. Let's go courtside to Kate Gaze.
Thanks guys, I was just in the Bendigo Spirit quarter time huddle, and Kennedy was really focused on team defense, sticking to their rules on the dribble handoffs and on-ball screens and not over-helping. Obviously there's a spread in the scorers in the Townsville Fire team, so he doesn't want to over-help on anyone, and offensively he wants them to push the ball, kick the ball ahead and run. Back to you guys.
So the first shot doesn't drop for the Fire, and Maley now up the floor for Bendigo. Gets it inside to Froling, going to work. Left-hand hook shot, and Maley getting the rebound and fouled in the process. So Bendigo retained possession of the ball. Good call by the official there, because it was in the rebound contest that the foul call, although they are going to talk it over. Let's see whether Maley, I think, was claiming that she was trying to put the ball back in from the rebound.
Yeah, no, look, I think that was legit. I think she was looking for you know, alley tip in. And look, I mean, she's averaging a double-double, 19 points per game, 11 rebounds in 33 minutes. She's just she's a tough guard on the offensive glass. She's just a beast. She goes early. She gets her feet in the paint. You do that, you make good things happen. As we see Alicia Froling back down roofed and finds a great left finish.
So Froling putting the Spirit in front. Reed looking to go to work at the offensive end. Ball comes away. The three-point shot is going to be rebounded by Maley, and another foul called on Townsville.
Coach Kiriyama won't be loving that defence. He'd called, as we heard Gazy say out of that quarter-time chat, not to overhelp, you know, maybe get some hedge on those helps. Reed does such a good job to utilise the ball screen and try and suck a help in. As we say, see Hawkins step back and shoot it over Alicia Froling for another 2 to take her tally to 9.
So they're saying that Maley had a foot on the baseline, now looking to fire for 3, in and out. Hawkins comes down with the rebound, and that's why Townsville got the possession back. Reed now.
Again, that seam, high ball screen. Hawkins likes the look of it, posting up Alicia Froling. Another screen coming up for Steph Reed to work off it.
Drives to the basket. Nice move from Reed. Can't get it to fall. And now the Spirit moving the ball quickly down the floor. Griffin almost ran out of room and just had to flick a pass back inside. Turned over. Reed.
Push by Reed.
Driving to the basket again. Misses with a layup. Griffin does well to control the ball under pressure. Still with Kelsey Griffin, finds Alex Wilson, fires for 3, that's off. And Ruth comes up with a rebound. It was almost like a very slow pass there to Steph Reed. Like, let's just slow this thing down. It's been back and forth to start this second quarter.
Yeah, good point guard Reed, as we see. Samuelson with the back cut, great feet, Stanford to Stanford. Both Ruth and Samuelson played their college basketball at Stanford. Now team up here at the Townsville Fire.
So Wilson finds Maley. Werung gets it inside to Froling, and the ball last touched by Steph Reid, and it lands on the baseline. So Bendigo, with 10 left on the shot clock, retain possession. And an offensive foul has been called against the Spirit.
Griffin, I believe.
So again, that pressure up the floor, the players just trying to find some space running into their opponent, giving away offensive fouls.
I think it's, there's physicality here. It's, there's a lot of screen and handoff action, so it's, the players have got to try and negotiate that physicality, and sometimes they're going to get pinged with one.
So Reid, ball batted away. Hawkins does well to come up with it. Little pull-up jumper from her. Lovely shot, Tiana Hawkins.
Boy, she's smooth.
Up to 9 points.
Veteran of the WNBA is Tiana Hawkins, plays with the Washington Mystics, an 8-year veteran of the WNBA. As we see it inside out from Froling back to Wilson, back into Froling.
And the ball is ruled off Froling, and so Townsville will come up with it.
Extended defence here. The Bendigo Spirit will try and wear Steph Reid down. We see them, both the guards here, Werung and Wilson, double team, trying to force that catch deep for Steph Reid, so she's got to do more work up the floor.
So Reid with it for Townsville. Exploring the options, finds Samuelson. Goes with the right idea with the pass then to Hawkins, just not executed properly.
Little mini break here for Townsville with a 5-point buffer.
And one of the things they have been able to do is give Lauren Nicholson a good rest to start the second quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, and we mentioned it in the opener, but Bendigo Spirit playing without their veteran leader in Kelly Wilson, who's out with a minor ankle injury.
Griffin fires for three, in and out. Maley can't get the rebound, and the official said last touch by her, and so Townsville will come up with it. Both teams with one team foul each in this quarter, so no foul trouble to speak of. Reid finds Woods. Back to Reid. Again, just good patience. Find Hawkins. Hawkins, pull-up shot from her. That one can't fall. And Ruth with the putback.
Coach Kiriyama has seen enough. He's going to try and shift the momentum here, call a timeout, get his team regrouped, maybe discuss what they're doing on the ball screen action there.
So the biggest break of the game, 7 points in favour of the Fire. And proudly Australian, Cygnett is powering the WNBL with its extensive range of charging products, including power banks for your phone. Thanks to Cygnett, your favourite players will stay charged this season on and off the court. Power your life with Cygnett. Visit Cygnett.com. So Bendigo just really wanting to talk things over here. It's been a good start to the second quarter for the home side. They've executed some plays really nicely, and they've put some real good defensive pressure on the Spirit, and they haven't been able to break free.
Yeah, look, I think Coach Kiriyama might suggest here that they look to the interior a bit more. They're not hitting from the perimeter. They're 0 of 9 from the 3-point line. He may call for a little more. Can we get some more action in the lane? Can we get some dribble penetration? Can we feed it into the post? I think they'll be reasonably happy with their defence. It may be a little bit of overhelp at times. They might adjust what they're doing on the ball screen with Steph Reid now starting to get loose a little bit, but let's see what they do coming out of this timeout. They're down 7 now, 6 minutes to go in this second quarter. First versus second. Both teams undefeated.
Let's go courtside to Kate Gaze and find out what was said during that timeout. Wilson inside McKay. Werung Finds Wilson, thinks about the three. Now back to Werong, fires a long range three, in and out. McKay underneath, but Griffin wrapping around, comes up with the rebound. Inside pass to McKay, who can't get it to drop from close range, and we're going to have a foul called here. And looks like an unsportsmanlike foul. Yeah, let's go courtside, Kate.
It's really physical in this game. Annalie Maley and Carly Samuelson are really going at it on the boards. Obviously, Annalie is very hard to box out, and Carly doing her best to keep her off the boards, and got the worst end of the box out there with, it looks like a little bit of a head hit to the ground. So really physical game out there. The floor wipers are doing a lot on the court tonight, but I guess that's what we see when it's the top two teams going head to head.
So a little break in play here while the officials talk that over, but the call straight away looked to have been an unsportsmanlike foul.
That it did. They might have said that Maley, pushed her off or grabbed her on that block out play. But as Gazy said, she's such a hard person to defend on the offensive glass. She goes early, she goes relentlessly. Samuelson's doing a hell of a job to try and hang with her. But she's someone that can swing the momentum for her team by coming up with big possession plays like that. And Bendigo certainly need it. The momentum's not in their hands at the moment. They're down 7. As we see referee Nathan Paff signal that it was an unsportsmanlike foul. It'll send the Townsville Fire and Carly Samuelson to the free throw line. And this Townsville Fire team shoot the free throw exceptionally well. Over 90% as a group so far on the season.
So Samuelson, who's had a good start to the game for the Fire, can't make the first. An opportunity to make the second, and does so. And the Fire will have possession of the ball.
Big possession, big defensive possession here for the Bendigo Spirit.
So the margin's out to 8, the biggest it's been in the game to date. Reed. Under pressure from Wilson. Still with Reed. Inside pass. Griffin gets a hand on it. And then McKay comes up with the ball, finds Maley. It was a bit sloppy, almost like the football on the ground and players trying to get it out. Griffin.
They need Tess Lavey out there if it's a bit like football. Off the back of an AFLW season, as we see Ali Wilson play off the high screen, steps back for the 3 and strokes it. Another $50 for the Fighting Period Poverty round.
So the first 3 of the night falls for the Spirit. They bring it back to a 5-point margin. Hawkins looking to drive to the basket. Nice move from her. And she'll be called for the offensive foul. Kelsey Griffin again, just real veteran play there, getting in the right spot at the right time and drawing the foul.
Yeah, that's what the great leaders do. And, Griffin's a 4-time WNBL championship player. She's a league MVP. She does it at both ends of the floor. She leads by her work rate. She leads with her voice. She leads by making big plays like that. Just when her team need it, comes up with a massive defensive play and suckers the charge foul.
And Tiana Hawkins has the 11 points, but now up to 3 fouls, so she'll have to take a seat. There's quick ball movement around the top of the key, and Wilson driving into the basket, left-handed layup from Alex Wilson, and all of a sudden it's back to a 3-point game. And Shannon Seabohm has seen enough and calls timeout.
Both quality coaches, they know this league. They're strategists. They understand momentum, and in a game like this, pull it straight away. Coach Seabohm could have sat there and said, we'll wait, but he felt the momentum swinging and pulled it straight away. Excellent coaching.
So Alex Wilson up to 7 points, doing a really nice job for Bendigo tonight in the absence of Kelly Wilson, who's out injured.
Yeah, she has. She's been great for them off the bench. Scoring double digits off the bench, shooting the 3 exceptionally well. She's quick. She's long. I think her length and her speed's doing a pretty good job on Steph Reed. I think they've managed her quite well on that high ball screen action. Interesting to see what Coach Seabohm's drawing up here for his team to execute. I think he might want to see the ball move a little bit more. We saw excellent ball movement from Kelsey Griffin on that last play. Came to her, she quickly swung the ball, changed sides, and allowed Alex Wilson to get a step on the defense. The smart and the talent and the leadership of Kelsey Griffin to on the back of 2 plays, swing the momentum for a team. A big defensive play and then offensively driving exactly what they needed with quick ball movement.
So a real tight struggle this one at the moment between the first and second place teams on the competition ladder. And now it's Townsville after getting out by as many as 8. Seeing that lead dissipate.
We see the extended pressure against Reed just to make her catch the ball as close as they can to that baseline, make her have to work full court with that ball, chew some time off the clock.
Samuelson, Roof, Nicholson. Finds Michaela Roof, driving into the basket, left-hand turnaround, nice shot from her.
She would have done that at practice many times with and against Kelsey Griffin over the past 4 years, having played at the UC Capitals with Kelsey Griffin. They know each other well.
So Roof up to 4 points. Griffin now finds Alex Wilson, again looking to drive to the basket, a little heavy on the layup, kick back out, Kelsey Griffin fires for 3 and nails it. Back to a 1-point game.
Kelsey Griffin single-handedly has changed the momentum for her team. Down 8, back to 2 of 3 plays that she was involved in.
So Reed now gets it inside. McSpadden, lovely work from Steph Reed. Great vision, great pass. And McSpadden finishes it off. So Townsville doing what they had to there. Scoring the basket to put it back out to a 4-point margin. And they lead 29-25. 3.5 minutes left to play in this second period.
What a ball game it is. It's physical. Both teams executing in the half court, defending in the half court.
Pass comes away. Ruth firing for 3 and hits it. So all of a sudden, Townsville, a mini run of their own. Griffin for Bendigo finds Maley. Alex Wilson, long range shot from the car park. And Alex Wilson now starting to light things up. Another $50 donation. Roof now. Finds McSpadden. Pass comes away to Reed.
McSpadden wide open on the roll down. Didn't get the ball. Roof puts it on the floor.
And they're going to say she stepped out of bounds. Almost looked like she tripped over a leg there, but they're going to just say foot on the line and turnover. And so Bendigo get possession back.
Big 3-point shots. As we've said, coming in, both teams shooting the ball exceptionally well, leading in. Up in the high 40s and 50% from the 3-point line. Exceptional shooting. We're seeing some of that certainly from Townsville tonight. It's creeping up for the Bendigo Spirit. Didn't hit the 3 early, but they've swung it with a couple of recent makes.
Alex Wilson going again for another 3. And Alex Wilson on fire, up to 13 points for Bendigo. Now Reed back down the floor, driving to the basket, kicks it out. Roof. Back to Reed. 1-point ball game. Still with Steph Reed inside the Roof. Turn around on the left hand, can't get it to fall, and Wilson is having a wow of a game for the visitors. And the foul will be called. And Bendigo have possession of the ball. Neither team into the bonuses yet, and we have a timeout called by the Spirit. So a 1-point ball game, and this game is really livened up. It's a bit like the game last night, Carrie, that it was a slow first quarter, but as the game went along, it warmed up and really got into a nice tempo by the end.
Yeah, and I think we may well see the same. I mean, 3-point shooting started to light up a bit for Bendigo. They were 0 of 9. They've reeled that back and they're, finding the bottom of the net. Now shooting 28% from the 3-point line. Townsville are, shooting well 4 of 10 from the 3-point line. But I think that, it's can they get the ball inside and get some inside action, as Coach Kerry Armour had called for out of that previous timeout. So this last 2 minutes of this second quarter is going to be interesting. Can either of these teams get a little momentum swing going into halftime, or will it stay as the arm wrestle that we're seeing right now, back and forth, a 3 counted with a 3. As we see coaches making a few subs now, utilising their bench.
So Bendigo will have possession of the ball. The home side just in front. But any time one team's made a run, the other one's counted pretty much straight away. So that's the reason we've got this terrific contest. McLean for the Spirit as we close in on half time. Finds Levy. Levy, nice little drive to the basket, and the Spirit hit the front.
We heard early, two-time Olympian Tessa Levy coming off the back of a AFLW season, has only had a couple of practices with the Bendigo Spirit, but you know, she was a basketball long before she was a footy player.
Courtney Woods, nice basket from her. So it's basket for basket at the moment. Terrific contest, the Cygnett WNBL tonight from Townsville. First against second. And the contest has been everything that we expected and more to date. Levy. McLean goes inside. Ball tapped away by Ruth. So Townsville have it through Woods. Ruth looks to set the screen, kicks it out. Liga Walker fires for three, can't get it to fall. McSpadden does well to keep the play alive. Finds Nicholson.
Spadden's been efficient off the bench. Good deep seal. She felt, mismatch. Offensive foul called. Nice little sucker play perhaps by McLean. Said, poor little old me against the big girl. I might fall on the ground, get a call. That she did.
So Bendigo out of possession. The fire over the team fouls, but as it was offensive, it will still be a side ball. Griffin, well, they're struggling to get the pass in. And eventually Levy does well under all sorts of pressure.
2 possessions here going into half-time. 1-point ball game.
Alex Wilson back to Levy. Levy can't get it to drop it. Gets her own rebound still with Levy. Drives and a little right-handed scoop shot up and in. And Bendigo back in front by a point.
Play this last possession. Take the last shot, not give Bendigo another chance to get a score here. She'll look to play off this ball screen at maybe 8 seconds.
Ball comes away to Ruth. We do know can shoot the three, fires it up, can't get it to fall. Woods throws it up on the buzzer and it won't fall. So at half time, terrific contest in Townsville and the visitors, the Spirit, hold the advantage by a point. And just a terrific first half carry.
Yeah, look, the quality of the basketball's excellent. I mean, we're seeing a lot of half-court execution, physical defence. It's hard to, we're not seeing breakdowns, overt breakdowns defensively. Some plays come up with big shots, some big offensive plays. This is, it's 1 versus 2. We expected it to be this kind of game. It's an arm wrestle, it's physical. It hasn't been up and down as much as we thought it will. Both teams looking to really execute and not get exposed.
Let's go courtside to Kate Gaze.
Thanks, guys. I've got Ali Wilson here from the Bendigo Spirit. What a fantastic first half of basketball between the top 2 teams. It's pretty physical out there.
Yeah, definitely. We knew it was going to be a physical game. Townsville were a good physical team, so we came expecting a tough fight tonight.
And you came into the season last year a bit late. Yeah. This is with Bendigo Spirit last year. This year you're here for a full pre-season, a full season. How do you feel out there? You're obviously playing very, very, very good basketball.
Yeah, I feel great. My teammates have a lot of belief in me. We're down our captain tonight, Kelly. Shout out, Kel. So everybody has to lift in her absence.
And going into the second half, what do you guys need to do? You guys are, well, it says on the scoreboard, up by 1.
Yeah.
What do you need to do in the second half to get this win?
I think we could be better at execution and getting into our stuff. Like I said, without Kelly here, our leader, she gets us into stuff. So we need to do a better job at getting into stuff. So we'll see how we go.
Thanks. Good luck in the second half.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks very much to Kate Gaze and Alex Wilson. Well, an outstanding first half from her, 13 points, really leading the way for Bendigo.
Yeah, look, she's been impressive, shooting the ball exceptionally well. She's 5 of 8 from the field, 3 of 5 3-pointers for 60%. I mean, she's on fire. She's 3 rebounds. So we see a bit of hands in here. Although she's played exceptional defense on Steph Reed.
So looking at some of the first half highlights and Reed finding Hawkins, and Hawkins certainly opened up strongly. Roof with the putback there. But it's been that sort of game where one team has got out by 6 or 7 points, but the other team's fought back straight away, and it's been a real tight contest for the opening half. And the biggest lead Townsville had was 8 points as Roof turnaround jumper for 2. And Alex Wilson, as we spoke about, nice move from her. Couldn't get it to fall, but kicked back to Kelsey Griffin, and she's been terrific from outside to start this game. So at half time, it's the visitors in front by a point, 35-34. And we'll take a short break from Townsville and come back very soon with all the second half action. But as we have a look at the team stats, pretty much everything is relatively equal out there.
Just as the scoreboard says, 34-35, and there's barely a differential in those statistics. You know, both teams shooting the ball really well, as we said, letting in. Not shooting the three as well as they have in previous contests, but they're shooting some contested threes. That last three we saw of Ali Wilson over a big hand was a massive shot. You know, you can't pick anything here. It's, the scoreboard says it, the stats say it. This is, you know, an arm wrestle, pound for pound.
So half-time in Townsville, the Spirit leading the Fire, 35-34. We'll take a short break and be back soon with more action from the Cygnett WNBL, live on 9 now.
The biggest WNBL season yet, and superstar Lauren Jackson returns. Don't miss a block, basket, or game winner. Steal the win. WNBL, live on 9 now.
Taylor's got it now. A little pop over the top for Jackson. Jackson in the post. Working now against McSpadden. And it goes. Flashbacks to the bronze medal game. Here's Jackson inside again. LJ getting busy in the second term. Jackson for 3. Yes, sir.
From the wing, she tries her luck from 3. That one's short. Davison, big offensive rebound. And the bucket. First quarter. Taylor George putting her input on the game as the Boomers run and find Penina Davison. She'll pass it up to 3-5 on the shot clock. Davison needs to go to work. Up and unders in, big bucket, Penina Davison.
Like a car here, Ryan does well to retain possession. Oh, great work from Robbie Ryan. Now Whitcomb. Inside pass under the basket and the Lynx.
Very hustle for both teams, just came off to perfect.
Wraparound pass, Nicholson, quick ball movement, Reed receives, back to Nicholson, off the glass. Subs runs into some trouble and the pocket is picked by Nicholson.
That's great defense from Lauren Nicholson, Lauren Nicholson, excuse me. Oh, then an awesome 3, there you go, that's it.
Driving to the basket, kicks it outside, and the 3 from Mansfield. Comes down with the ball now, Mansfield. Feeling it from outside, Mansfield! And coming down with those rebounds, Mansfield. Fires for 3 and hits it, Lauren Mansfield. Pass inside to Munro. Mansfield fires for 3 and hits it.
Getting really loud as Lauren Mansfield about to shoot another 3-point shot.
Prepare your taste buds.
Feeling hungry?
Famished.
For 6 delicious nights on 9.
Yeah, to replicate the snack.
Australia's best chefs. Head to head, recreating our most iconic snacks.
I think I stuffed this up. Get it together. I know you've got this.
It looks like salt and pepper calamari.
New Snack Masters starts Sunday at 7 on 9.
You know what they don't teach in PI schools? How to get the money shot.
They're undercover.
What are you doing?
That is how you get the money shot.
Cracking cases
Nothing says I'm stalking you like a hidden camera.
the old-fashioned way. Jason Priestley.
Are you nuts?
It's a rental.
Private Eyes. Stream complete seasons on 9 now.
get that feeling that one choice could change your whole life?
What if you chose passion?
And what is it that you want to do?
I'm going to be the next Billy Joel. Guy can dream, right?
What if you chose family?
You saved a man's life.
Your dad would be proud of you.
What if you chose love?
Can you believe we made him?
At least we did one thing right.
It's only natural to wonder what if.
Ordinary Joe. Stream every episode on 9 Now.
I have a family that I have to get back to.
The wait
Gavin.
is over.
And I know that's something that you understand. Welcome home. We're being hunted.
No! More sinkholes are coming.
How deep
Let's go!
does the mystery go?
You are never going to believe what happened.
La Brea Season 2. Stream the latest episodes on 9 Now.
First online platform for women in basketball. From live mentoring sessions to panel sessions, exclusive interviews with the biggest names in the sport, education and upskilling courses, networking opportunities, and a whole lot more. And best of all, it's all free. Welcome to She Hoops.
Do not underestimate the power of a good blind. Take this exhausted couch. Now it stands before you. Magnifique. Even this cocktail of dead skin is gracefully waltzing. Da 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 da. DIY blinds. Change the ugly.
They donated toxic land to a school. Someone put it there, deliberately.
You said this case was unwinnable.
Don't make this personal. It's already personal. Dad, what happened here? There's something you're not telling me.
Burden of Truth. Stream complete seasons on 9 Now.
Australia's superfish take on the world, going for gold in Melbourne. 180 countries over 6 days in one of world swimming's most prestigious events, the 16th FINA World Swimming Champs. Live and free on 9 and 9 Now.
Fighting. Period. Poverty. 1 in 5 Australian women are forced to improvise on period products.
Around 50% admitted to wearing a sanitary product for more than 4 hours because they didn't have enough to get by.
No person should ever go without these essentials.
Access to period products are a right, not a privilege.
This experience is more common than we think, but not spoken about enough.
We menstruate. Get over it. This season, we're supporting the charity Share the Dignity with their mission to end the stigma around periods and period poverty in Australia.
Visit the WNBL website for more.
And together, let's fight period poverty.
The biggest WNBL.
And welcome back to Townsville. Half-time in this top-of-the-table clash between the Townsville Fire and the Bendigo Spirit, and the visitors leading by the solitary point at the half-time break. Terrific contest. Was 1 point in favour of the home side at quarter-time, and Bendigo now leading by a point at the half-time break. So the biggest margin carry during the whole first half was Townsville got out by 8 points at one stage. But other than that, it has been pretty much tight the whole first half.
Yeah, that it has. Look, both teams defending exceptionally well. Players making some big shots, but interestingly, two players that you expect to score highly are barely on the scoreboard yet. Nicholson for Townsville's only got 4 points, and Annalee Maley hasn't hit the board yet. Having said that, she's got 7 rebounds, but it'll be interesting to see if either of those two can light up a little bit more in the second half. Alex Wilson stepping into the starting spot to replace their veteran leader in Kelly Wilson with an ankle injury has been impressive. Kelsey Griffin leading from the front for the Bendigo Spirit. We talk about that 8-point deficit. She single-handedly pulled that back. She takes a charge. She makes a great swing play to get her team an offensive bucket, and then hits a big three. That's what the great players do, and Kelsey Griffin is certainly one of those.
And coming up at the conclusion of this game, we'll head to Perth for the second of tonight's double-header in the Cygnett WNBL, and that'll be the Perth Lynx up against the Melbourne Boomers. So looking forward to that one. They've already played once this season. It was the opening game of the Cygnett WNBL, and Melbourne getting home with a victory that night, 104-88. But just about in readiness now for the second half action. And Tiana Hawkins, well, had to sit a lot of that first half, has the 3 fouls, but also has 11 points. So when she's been on the floor, Townsville have looked really good. But the fact she spent a lot of time on the bench has certainly made things a lot more difficult for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she's a star for them. You know, she can score inside, she can score outside. We saw her hit a 3. She can put the ball on the floor. She gets on the boards. You know, she's a talent. I mean, she's an 8-year veteran of the WNBA. She has an impact for this Townsville Fire team. So it'll be interesting to see how Coach Seabom uses her. You know, generally veteran players are pretty good at playing with fouls, but you don't want her in foul trouble. You don't want to get a quick early fourth, but I'm sure he's got faith in her ability to stay in the game.
So the only real player, Tiana Hawkins, in foul trouble at the moment. A couple of others, Reed and McSpadden, have 2 apiece for the Fire. Well, for Bendigo, Kelsey Griffin has the 2 fouls, and no one else really in foul trouble, only the single fouls on a couple of their other players. So, you know, we spoke about off air during half time here that this could be, it's going to be a contest throughout the match, and both coaches won't be afraid to use timeouts when they need to throughout the second half.
Yeah, and we saw that in the first half. They both used them for momentum, you know, obviously strategically, but as soon as there was a run, both coaches called that timeout, talk about it. What adjustments do we need to make? Do we need to adjust defensively? Do we need to shift what we're doing in offense? Do we need more inside touches and not relying on the perimeter shot? Do we need to adjust our ball screen defense? Is there a mismatch we can go to? So, you know, absolutely in a game like this, the coaches will use their timeouts for momentum, maybe keep one in their back pocket if it's going to go down to the wire, which we anticipate it will. A lower scoring affair than these teams are used to, but typical of a finals type game. We've got, you know, 1 and 2 here playing against each other. It's I'm calling it's going to go down to the wire.
As we're about to start the third quarter action, let's go courtside to Kate Gaze.
Yeah, guys, just before half-time there, Carly Samuelson wasn't on the court. She went back with the doctors, I think, after that clash with Annalee Maley. She's warmed up, but she's sitting on the bench. I'm not sure if we'll see her in the second half. I think she's telling the coaches yes, but the doctors might say otherwise, so keep an eye on that.
So Wilson finds Griffin, back to Wilson. Finds McKay. Ball rattles around the ring, doesn't go in, and Hawkins comes up with the rebound for Townsville.
Well executed offense by the Bendigo Spirit. Weren't rewarded with a bucket, but that was super offensive execution. Moved the ball.
Reed goes to Hawkins, fires up for 3. Can't get it, drop, and Maley with the rebound for Bendigo.
Wrestles it off Kelsey Griffin and says, I need 8 rebounds, thank you.
Maley thought about the long-range 3. Finds Wilson, kicks it back out to Griffin. Griffin won't say no to it. Fires up, Hawkins gets underneath and does enough.
I think we've got a foul on Courtney Woods perhaps. Maybe held on the block out.
So the foul called on Townsville. Their first of the second half.
Woods stepping into the starting lineup for Samuelson. As we heard Gazy mention, the doctor's not taking any risks, any hit to the head, conscious of concussion for an athlete, not to put them in danger. Wilson,
where has the 3 if she wants it. Maley goes for the 3, short, and Reed will come up with it.
Townsville Fire jumping on Maley's back there, letting her know that air ball was something they enjoyed, something that she didn't enjoy, I'm sure.
Nicholson, Hawkins, Reed looking to drive to the basket, finds Nicholson now, only has the 4 points. Inside to Hawkins. Hawkins turn around, quick shot, had to as the shot clock was winding down, and Maley with the rebound now for the Spirit, up the floor quickly, driving to the basket. Lovely move, but doesn't get the reward. It won't drop. So both teams have had some really nice offensive plays to start the third quarter. The ball just won't go through the net for them.
Yeah, certainly the Bendigo Spirit team, couple of good executions. Maley then downhill on the break. Nice little scoop. It looked like the rim had Glad wrap on it, but you know, you got to find a way to make those ones. The tempo's up a little bit more at the start of this third quarter.
Werung.
Settling for a nice half-court set. They've executed well. Let's see if they can execute and convert. Maley downhill.
Drives to the basket. They're going to call an offensive foul. Basket won't count. Great defensive play, Laura Nicholson.
The crowd loving that. Again, we've mentioned it, you know, team leaders, captain Nicholson steps in, makes a big defensive play to swing momentum for her team, as we saw Kelsey Griffin do similar in that second quarter. It's what the great players do. It's what the leaders do. Come up with big plays when their team need it.
So second foul on Annalie Maley. So Townsville. Nicholson. Under pressure from Griffin. Back to Reid. Wilson almost got a hand on the ball. Still with Lauren Nicholson now. Goes inside to Hawkins. Woods. Still with Courtney Woods. Driving to the basket. Nice move from her and gets it to fall.
Wow, she finds a way to finish, Woods. She was a breakout player last year and certainly had a lot of moves like that. Just maintains her composure as Griffin launches the three.
McKay, good rebound from her. Can't get it to fall. Battle underneath the basket. And Nicholson comes away with the ball for Townsville. So the Fire in front by a point. Almost 3 minutes of play gone in the third quarter and only the one basket. Now Reid inside and batted away.
Bendigo really packing in off that ball screen action from Steph Reid, making it tough for her to find the roller.
So Megan McKay is the player who got a hand on it to stop the easy basket. Ball into Nicholson. And Nicholson rattles one home.
Great
up to 6 points for her.
Great cut, excellent finish. As we said earlier, she may light it up in this third quarter. She's been a bit quiet score-wise in the first half, as we see Werung go downhill, can't get the ball to drop. Bendigo can't find the 2-foot finishes at the minute.
So Hawkins finds Reid. An offensive foul will be now called on Michaela Roof. So another offensive foul. There's been a number of them in the game so far to date. Her second of the match.
Yeah, a lot coming in the ball screen action.
Werung finds Wilson.
We see the mismatch, a three-way switch there from Townsville on the ball screen.
And Hawkins knocks the ball away into the hands of Reid. Up the floor quickly for Townsville. Then settles things down. Hawkins back to Reid. And again, the home side just patient with their offense. Reid finds Roof for three. Can't get it to fall, and Werung comes down with the rebound. Maley finds Griffin. Little turnaround jumper from her. Can't get it to fall. Good rebound from Maley.
Maley up to 9 rebounds. Not shooting the ball well, but she's getting on the glass as she always does.
And great work from the Fire to keep the ball in. Reid down the court to Nicholson.
Thinks about it, and then thinks better of it. Feels they need to grind out an execution again.
So Nicholson now driving to the basket and will be fouled. A long way from home, so it will be possession for the Fire.
Savvy play there by Nicholson. She thought about the 3-ball, you know, gave a slow shot fake to give herself time to consider what to take on, and then felt she could put the ball on the deck and sucker a foul, which she did. Great basketball IQ, Lauren Nicholson.
So both teams, 2 team fouls apiece in this third quarter. Hawkins back to Nicholson. Hawkins sets the screen, still with Nicholson. Little pull-up jumper, and Nicholson up to 8 points now. And the Fire out by 5.
Captain leading the way, Nicholson finding a way to score for her team against pretty good defence, I must say. Ali Wilson likes the feel of that step back 3.
And underneath, rolling, gets it to fall and is fouled. Will go to the line for the bonus. So a potential 3-point play here for Bendigo.
Finally, a 2-foot shot falls for Bendigo. They've had 4 or 5 2-foot attempts, either on the break, semi-contested, little inside finishes. But Alicia Froling gets that one to drop. You see, interestingly here, she's a right-hander, but gone to shooting the free throw left-handed because of a wrist injury in her right hand, and That's a great maker swish with your left hand that she just started doing from last season.
Converts the three-point play, rolling up to 7 points now for Bendigo. Woods, Ruth, back to Reed. Looking to go to work underneath the basket. Nice move from her, and she is fouled. So Steph Reed will go to the line to shoot 2.
Townsville clearly out of timeout, out of half-time, have really looked to put the ball on the floor, get deep in the lane, see if they can get some foul calls or easy finishes. We've seen Nicholson put the ball on the deck hard. Steph Reed, we know, can get downhill and turn the corner off ball screens. And we know both of those athletes are superb free throw shooters.
So Reed makes the first. And the second. So Steph Reed, 3 points for the game to date. Levy, under pressure from Reed. Finds Wilson.
Roll down. Alicia Froling likes the look of that with Woods on her back. It's exactly the same play with a finish on her left hand. Undersized opponent. Well executed offense by the Bendigo Spirit.
Maybe a little lucky there, the fire, not to give away a foul for a push on Froling as well. So Reed has it. Under pressure from Levy. Still with Steph Reed. Roof. Now kicks it out. Woods driving to the basket. Finds Nicholson. Inside to Roof. Up against Griffin. Little pass behind the back. Finds Hawkins. Turnaround jump shot from her is short. Levy comes up with the rebound for the Spirit. Now Bendigo often running through Levy. Griffin. Werung. Under pressure from Woods. Finds Levy. Shot clock down into single digits now. Froling drives to the basket, and Hawkins, well, she's already on 3 fouls, can't put on much pressure. And once again, the scoreboard all locked up.
Yeah, clearly a tactic of Bendigo's. They're trying to go down inside. Like say, Hawkins doesn't want to get her fourth. She's not gonna go too hard against her on that. So Froling running the lane.
Oh, great work from Woods with the interception at the midcourt. Pass comes to Nicholson, running layup from her, and the Fire back out by 2.
Levy will just walk it up here, get a half-court set, get some execution. Can they get the ball back inside to Froling as Ali Wilson launches? She's wide open for the 3.
16 points for Alex Wilson. Still a job in the starting lineup tonight for the Spirit. Woods under pressure from Wilson. Sloppy pass, well done from Steph Reed. Finds Roof. Now they'll slow things down. Reed wraps around. Little pull-up jumper from close range. Can't get it to fall. And Kelsey Griffin. Strong rebound. Werung.
Great read.
And the block is going to be called on Lauren Nicholson.
Wow, I thought she had great position, but, you know, we're not in the position the referees are. I thought Nicholson made a fantastic read there.
So 4th team foul on Townsville. One more there in the penalty for this third quarter. Some game. 1 point the difference at quarter time in favour of Townsville. 1 point the difference in favour of Bendigo at half time. Halfway, or well into this third quarter, still 1 point the difference on the scoreboard. Wilson under pressure, goes inside. Froling, another layup attempt from her, can't get it to fall. The ball comes off Michaela Roof. And so Bendigo retained possession.
Froling certainly had impact in these last few minutes, getting on the rim, making things happen. And we see then, you know, Maley doesn't get a stat for that, but she keeps the ball alive. She gets her hand on it, it comes off Townsville, and there's her team with the base out of bounds. That's what going to the offensive glass does for your team if you go every time. As we see Bendigo execute their base out of bounds play to a mid-ball screen with Wilson, who's had the hot hand.
Goes again from deep range for 3, can't get it to fall. And Roof comes up with the rebound for Townsville. Finds Reed.
Ali Wilson with 16 points.
Roof finds Nicholson. McSpadden back to Reed. Thinks about the 3 ball. Gets the pass away. Woods fires for 3, in and out. Did everything but drop. Levy now for Bendigo. Wilson. Hands it off to Maley. Levy looking for the mismatch.
Froling again on the roll down. It's got Roof on her back. Possession stays with Bendigo on the base out of bounds.
So gripping contest in Townsville this evening on the Cygnett WNBL.
Nine on the shot clock here.
Lady. Slowing things down, shot clock down to 3. She'll have to put it up a shot. Drives to the basket, nice move. Froling keeps it alive. And Maley with the rebound for the Spirit.
Possession play from Froling that time. Maley prior. That's the stuff that wins your ball games.
Shot clock now into Froling. Can't make the layup, and Roof comes up with a rebound now. Townsville off and running. Pass comes to McSpadden. Great offense from the Fire, and they're back in front by a point.
Bendigo have been doing a lot of work offensively, getting second shot attempts, and then Towns will just get a cheap little break. That hurts.
Froling back to Maley. McLean. Slowing things right down. Shot clock again, counting down for Bendigo. And Maley fires for 3 and nails it from deep.
Finally, she says, Annalie Maley. She was 0 of 7 prior to that shot from the field. That will be relief for her.
Nicholson looking for options. Great defence there by Bendigo. Reid. Shot clock winding down still with Steph Reid. Finds Nicholson for the open 3. Lauren Nicholson can't get it to drop. And Maley, another rebound for her.
2 possessions for this to finish out this third quarter. Townsville trailing by 2. Bendigo run a set here. Townsville have an opportunity to play the last play of the quarter.
Levy finds Maley. Nice move from Maley, and another basket for her. So Bendigo out by 4, and Townsville will settle for the last shot of the third quarter. Steph Reid.
High screen here for Steph Reid. Second pick coming for her potentially. Shakes and bakes against Maley. Finds the finish, not quite, but she's drawn the foul with 3 seconds to play.
So Reid will go to the line to shoot 2. And DIY Blinds, Australian-made window furnishings that are designer quality at the best prices. Order your free samples today at DIYblinds.com.au. So Steph Reid.
Count these as money in the bank. She's a 90% plus career free throw shooter.
So makes the first.
Bendigo will have 3 seconds to have an attempt. 3 things can happen: a pass, a dribble, a shot.
So Griffin finds Wilson. Wilson looks up. Will have to shoot from range. Gets the pass away. Maley can't control it as the buzzer goes. So 3-quarter time in Townsville in the Cygnett WNBL. The top of the table clash. It's Bendigo leading by 2 points, 50-48. 1 point the margin at quarter time, 1 point the margin at half time, 2 at 3-quarter time. This game has lived up to its status, Carrie.
That it has. It's a ripper. I mean, it's an arm wrestle. It's back and forth. We're seeing great defensive stances. We're seeing great one-on-one plays. We're seeing big shots. We're seeing different players stepping at different times. Alicia Froling, I thought, had quality minutes there in that third quarter. Hawkins, we know, is, sitting on the bench a little, nursing 3 fouls. Both teams without an athlete. We know Kelly Wilson's out of this one with an ankle injury for the Bendigo Spirit. Samuelson's sitting on the bench with suspected concussion, or Medico's being careful with her. So it's, both teams are playing a little undermanned, but boy, it's a quality contest as we see the stats.
Wilson with 16 points, Froling with 11, and Griffin with 10. Maley, 12 rebounds and 5 points. And Levy coming back into the lineup for the game this evening has the 4 points. So, again, Alex Wilson just doing an outstanding job starting tonight for Kelly Wilson. We're looking through some of those third quarter highlights. The top scorers for Townsville at 3-quarter time. Tiana Hawkins still with the 11 points that she had at half time. Lauren Nicholson only had the 4 at the break, but now up to 10 points and 6 points apiece to Samuelson and also McSpadden and Michaela Roof with 7 points. So an even spread of scorers for the Fire. While Wilson, Griffin and Froling doing the job for Bendigo.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing with both of these teams. They've got, both of them have 5 athletes averaging double-digit scores. Quite a few players with averaging double-doubles. You know, mainly with her rebound ability, which she does here. Steph Reid nearly averages a double-double with assists. She's got 8 assists a game. So, I mean, these teams are loaded with talent. You know, they've got talent, they've got veteran experience. You know, Townsville in particular have got a core group that have played together for a long time. The Bendigo Spirit team, they've got athletes that are, you know, Kelsey Griffin has played for a long time with Kelly Wilson. They've got players that have played together previously, well coached. It just makes for the great encounter that we're seeing here tonight. 2 top teams going head-to-head, pound for pound, play for play.
The Cygnett WNBL from Townsville, Richard Swenson and Carrie Graff with you in commentary. Let's go courtside to Kate Gaze.
Thanks, guys. Shannon was really calm in that quarter-time talk. He was really encouraging Steph Reid to keep putting heat on the basket. She's 0 from 6. We just see her start this quarter, getting to the rim, getting fouled, and getting to the foul line. He just wants the team to keep putting pressure on their defense, attacking the rim, kicking the ball out. He just said, stick with it. They've had their run. Let's take it into the fourth quarter, come out aggressively, and put pressure on their defense.
So Reid makes the first. And Steph Reid can't get it to fall, so 1 point the margin. Early stages of the fourth period. Maley finds Griffin. Looking to go to work on Hawkins. Nice move from Kelsey Griffin.
Clearly, you know, they're going at Hawkins, knowing she's got the third. Can they get her a cheap fourth early? They know that she's not going to defend them too hard. She doesn't want that fourth foul. As we see Steph Reid with the same move, rattles it in.
So basket for basket in Townsville. Reid up to 7 points. Griffin. We're looking to penetrate inside. Good pressure from Nicholson. Can't get it to fall, and Hawkins comes up with a rebound for Townsville. Reid now up the floor. The Fire looking to edge their way back in front.
High ball screen again. McSpadden on the rim.
And an offensive foul called against the Fire. Lauren Nicholson, her second. We're Griffin.
Again, the attack on Hawkins, knowing she's in foul trouble.
Trying to thread the needle with a pass through to Maley. And the officials might talk this one over. So Bendigo retain possession of the ball. So plenty of time left in this one, and at the completion of this game we will head to Perth for the second match of our doubleheader this evening between the Perth Lynx and the Melbourne Boomers. Wilson under pressure from Reid. Inside to Froling. Going to work on McSpadden, still with Froling. Right-handed layup, can't get it to fall. Maley comes up with a rebound once again. Werung.
Maley takes her rebound tally to 13.
Maley fires for 3, can't get it to fall, and Hawkins comes away with the ball for the Fire. Reid. Looking to thread the needle out to Nicholson. Open three-point attempt from Lauren Nicholson and nails it. Nicholson up to 13 and the Fire back in front by 2.
That's what great scorers can do. She only had 4 in the first quarter. She's lit it up in this second half as Maley spins, can't make it. Swing pass from Wilson to Griffin. 3 in the corner, not to be.
But Maley comes up with another rebound, wheels around, little pull-up jumper and gets it to drop. We're locked away again.
Rolls it in off the front of the rim, does Maley. Should be relieved that fell in for her.
Maley up to 7 points to go with just a huge amount as Reid driving through. Basket won't be waved off. And the foul has been called. So the Fire will retain possession. Foul called on Abby Werung. Second team foul on Bendigo.
Wow, what a ball game this is. 7.5 to go in this fourth quarter, all tied up. It's an arm wrestle.
So Nicholson fires the pass away to Reed. McSpadden setting the screen. Reed looking to go to work on Froling. Out to Hawkins, fires away for three and nails it. Well, pass down to Froling, length of the floor, and she puts it home. So it's a 1-point ball game in favour of the home side.
And it's a way to silence the crowd. You know, big three from Hawkins. The crowd is celebrating within 4 seconds. Straight down their throat and score a layup on the break.
Hawkins thinks about the three again, this time pulls up for two and hits it. Hawkins up to 16 points and the Fire lead by 3. Griffin now. And Kelsey Griffin, well, Hawkins just had to stand there and Griffin gets it to fall. Just a terrific contest between these two teams at the moment.
Yeah, it's attack, counter-attack, attack, counter-attack. We see Hawkins back-to-back 2 big plays, a 3, then a little mid-range jumper. Then Griffin just comes back down the other end, gets on the rim. Kelsey Griffin leading the way for her team. You know, 2 captains' knocks here, doing the little things. You know, Kelsey Griffin, Lauren Nicholson leading their teams by through defence, through big shots.
So Griffin up to 14 points. Hawkins with 16. Leads the scoring for Townsville. Reed. Under some pressure from Levy. Advances it into the front court. Away to Hawkins.
See a little 2-3 zone for the Bendigo Spirit here.
Still with Reed. Pull up jumper from her. Short and Roof.
Massive board from Roof, but who does she crash into but the
Maley.
possession queen?
So Roof does enough. And the possession arrow with the home side.
It looked like a little 2-3 zone from Bendigo Spirit. It may well have just been that they were packing it in man-to-man a little bit and there wasn't movement from the Townsville Fire, but be interested to see what the coaches do here. Do they throw a couple of different defences? Do they shift what they're doing on ball screen action?
So Woods eventually gets it in, finds Nicholson, puts up a shot and Woods does well. Ball towards the sideline and Roof throws it up from long range, but the ball crosses the baseline or touches the baseline and Bendigo will come up with it.
Not sure that Roof was then shot clock aware. I think there was about 6 seconds left. She probably didn't need to launch that one, but hard to know sometimes when you're an athlete. Was it, you know, did she think it was less than that? But big possession here for Bendigo, an opportunity to execute a half-court set. Will they go at Hawkins again? They know, you know, they've been attacking her, aware that she's got 3 fouls. Can they get her a cheap 4th? That's Levy. Will get worked over by Steph Reed here in the full court.
Levy up the floor for Bendigo. Dishes off to Griffin. Thought about trying to thread the needle. Froling has it. Werung. Back to Froling. Levy.
7 on the shot clock.
Shot clock winding down. Levy. Pull up jumper from her. Can't get it to fall. Nicholson comes up with a rebound for the Fire.
Control momentum here. Will Nicholson.
So Nicholson has it. Top of the key.
Switch. Roof's got a mismatch down low. Wayrung if they want to look at it. No, they've not taken it.
So Reed now looking to drive to the basket. Little pull-up jumper from her. And Steph Reed up to 9 points and Townsville are out by 3.
Tough finish off the mid-ball screen. Recognised the switch. Played with it as we see Griffin look to attack Hawkins with the turnaround J and gets it to rattle in.
So it's punch and counter punch here in Townsville this evening. The Cygnett WNBL cracking contest between first and second on the ladder. 5 minutes left in this one. That's a 1-point margin as Reed looks to drive again. Runs into Werung and turns the ball over. Maley up the floor quickly. Levy looks to slow things down a little for the Spirits. Werung sets a screen for Maley. Fires for 3. Can't get it to drop. And the foul will be called. And it looks as if they're going to call it on Lauren Nicholson. That will be her 3rd if it is.
Referees are talking it over. but Nicholson not happy with that call.
They've actually called it on Bendigo. On Alicia Froling.
Townsville Fire just with a one-team foul so far. Bendigo with 3. That could be interesting come down the stretch here. Just a tick under 5 minutes to go in this great contest. 1 versus 2.
Woods inside to Nicholson. Good pressure underneath from Wilson. Ball kicked back out to Woods. Reed, shot clock winding down into single digits. Away to Hawkins. Now drives to the basket and will be fouled. Will go to the line to shoot 2. 4th team foul on the Spirit. Now they need to be careful.
Big play by Hawkins. They just took their time, set up the ball screen. Excellent free throw shooter. The veteran out of the WNBA.
16 points to go with 6 rebounds tonight so far. And makes the first. Hawkins makes the second, so the home side out by 3. Lady under pressure from Reed.
Kelsey Griffin with her 3rd personal foul. Levy works off the ball screen, little left scoop.
And Hawkins comes up with a rebound. Nice play, but just didn't get the basket to drop. Hawkins now. Of course, any more fouls from Bendigo will send Townsville to the line. Roof going to work on McKay, still with Michaela Roof. Turn around jump shot from her, can't get it to fall. And Griffin with the rebound and will be fouled underneath. The call will go against Lauren Nicholson, her 3rd foul. But again, just the willingness of players in the contest. It's been what this game's been all about tonight.
Yeah, the physicality. I mean, they put their bodies on the line. Griffin, no fear. They're just crashing the board hard. As we check there, it's like Ali Wilson may have a cramp.
And the Aussie Hoops program has had its biggest year to date with over 42,000 participants registering to a local Aussie Hoops centre nearby. Aussie Hoops is the perfect introduction to the world of basketball for kids aged 5 to 10 years. Whether your little one is a seasoned basketball fan or simply looking to get out there and give it a go, we have no doubt they'll have an absolute ball of a time. Register now to kickstart your basketball journey.
Both coaches talking it over here. It's a one-shot, one-possession game. Just under 4 minutes to play. What a game we've got on our hands here.
And of course, at the conclusion of this match in Townsville, we'll head straight across to Perth for coverage of the match between the Perth Lynx and the Melbourne Boomers. And according to the scoreboard, they've got the 15 foul up against Bendigo, but their last foul call was on Townsville. Finds Griffin. Werung. Maley. Nice ball movement back to Levy. Little short jump shot, can't get it to fall. And Griffin comes up with a rebound.
Captain Griffin, massive possession.
Levy now. Fires to Maley for 3, can't get it to drop. Roof comes up with a rebound. And Townsville will now slow things down. Reed.
Under pressure from Werung. Pressure D with Maley on the 45 against Woods.
Hawkins back to Reed. Finds Hawkins. Looking to drive to the basket. Nice move. Can't get it to fall. And Griffin with the rebound. Finds Levy. Pass to Maley. Had McKay inside. Werung. Levy.
Good ball movement by Bendigo. Now they're just going to pull it back up, look for a mid-ball screen, run-up ball screen for Levy perhaps, off some dribble handoff.
And Wera drops it off the foot, and that's a costly turnover for the Spirit. So Reed with it for the home side, Townsville. Another basket here would make it a little tougher for Bendigo. Hawkins under pressure from Griffin, finds Nicholson. Nicholson.
Rim rolls down against Griffin. Foul called on Griffin, reaching over the top on that high side.
That's her fourth foul. And they're in the penalty now, Bendigo. So Townsville will go to the line to shoot two. Let's go courtside, Kate Gaze.
It's all happening down here at the moment. There's so much sweat on the floor, but the refs have just called Kelsey Griffin out for a bit of blood on her hand. So she's had to sub out of the game, change her uniform, get that blood stopping. And also Ali Wilson earlier this quarter was getting her calves rubbed out, I think, for cramps. So she went back on and obviously still struggling with those cramps in her leg. So hopefully she can get back out there for the last bit of this game.
Michaela Roof shooting at 77% from the free throw line so far this season on 10 of 13 shooting. That's up on her career average. A couple of pressure free throws for her here. She can give her team a nice little buffer.
So Roof at the free throw line. 7 points, 8 rebounds. Can't get the first to drop. With the second attempt. And that one won't fall. Maley comes down with a rebound. Levy for Bendigo. Finds Maley, looking to drive inside. Little turnaround jump shot from Anneli Maley.
Backs her man down, little turnaround, great finish from Maley, who struggled to hit for the majority of this game, but comes up with a bucket when her team needs it.
9 points for her. There's now Reed looking to drive, has that open lane to the basket, can't get it to fall. And Bendigo with an opportunity to get their noses back in front. Froling. Werung, Levy. Levy fires for three and hits it. And Bendigo back in front by 2.
The ring looked like a pair of AFL goals to they looked as big. It looked as big as that for Levy then. What a massive shot! Puts her team up by 2.
Hawkins fires for 3, and Townsville back in front by a point. Timeout, Bendigo.
Takes the roof off the Townsville Entertainment Centre.
Well, the game's had everything. First against second, and we've not been disappointed. Terrific contest. And with a minute and a half left to play, who knows where it will take us. And the Cygnett WNBL just keeps on producing.
This is when the coaches earn their cash. What are they? I mean, the players are putting on a show. I mean, big shot after big shot, tough physical defense, possession plays through the roof. It's it's what we expected out of this top of the table clash, 1 versus 2. As we said, arm wrestle. It's going to go down to the wire.
So both coaches just talking things over at the moment. Wonderful contest. Richard Swenson and Carrie Graff with you on 9 now for the Cygnett WNBL. Kate Gaze courtside. And Bendigo will have possession. So some pressure up the floor from the Townsville side. Werung into the front court for Bendigo. Froling. Griffin. Werung looking to drive to the basket. Maley fires for three and hits it. Annalie Maley puts Bendigo back in front. Basket for basket. Punch and counter punch from these two teams this evening. Reid.
Three-way switching defence on the high ball screen.
Hawkins thought about the three, then pulled it back. With Reid looking to drive to the basket. Still with Steph Reid. Pushes away. Offensive foul. And Alicia Froling, what a defensive play.
Comes up with a charge with 2 seconds to go on the shot clock. Massive defensive play by Alicia Froling. Timeout on the floor.
Well, it's there still for both teams, a 2-point margin. Still plenty of time left on the clock.
We'd imagine the Bendigo Spirit will advance the ball here. They may not, they may play it in the backcourt and chew up some clock. Interesting to see what the coaches diagram here offensively.
So both coaches will have plenty to say. It's just been a wonderful contest between these two teams. It's been close all night. The biggest margin, Townsville led by 8 points at one stage in the second quarter. But from then on, neither team has really had much of a lead at any stage.
It's been neck and neck. 2 points here, 1 point there, 3 point there. You know, a big shot made at one end, straight away the ball run back down their throat at the other. Big possession plays. Townsville, when they come back offensively, maybe they'll look to go at Kelsey Griffin. She's in 4 fouls.
So Griffin with 4 fouls, while for the Fire, Nicholson, Reid, and also Hawkins with 3 apiece. So there's still time for Townsville. They don't need to foul yet, and they're not in the bonus.
Yeah, look, they'll be playing to get a big stop on this one. Can they rely on their defence?
Werung into the front court for the Spirit. Finds Froling, Griffin. Werung looking to go inside to Maley. Levy has it. They've chewed up a bit of clock here. Still with Levy. Levy fires an off-balance shot, and she's going to be called for a double dribble. So 25 seconds left on the game clock.
Still, it's a 2-possession game here.
And if the Fire hit a 2-pointer, we could be going to overtime. So Reid has it. Still with Steph Reid. Roof. A long way from home.
Interesting, they're playing for the last shot here.
To Reid inside, and Reid's on the floor, gets the pass away. Nicholson can't get it to fall. Maley comes up with a rebound, and Bendigo with a second left on the clock will get home in a thriller. So it should be the 15th foul on Townsville as well. 4th on Nicholson. We're saying it's only the 4th team foul. So Townsville call a timeout. But a thrilling conclusion to the game. They had an opportunity. It wasn't pretty underneath the basket. And Nicholson's shot just wouldn't fall, and Maley, ever reliable with the rebound. But they had to foul her. They had no option.
Interesting then in that last set that Townsville were happy to play for the last shot. They were 2 down, not to take a good earlier shot, that if they missed they had a chance to foul, send Bendigo to the free throw line and then come back down and have another opportunity to score. I'm not sure that would have been what Coach Seabom was after. You know, if you miss that play, you're in trouble. That they should have looked to attack much earlier in the clock. Then they would have had a lot more time now to make a defensive play and force Bendigo to the free throw line and see if they could then convert off the back of that. Let's see what Shannon Seabom's got set here. Can they come up with a steal on the inbound and launch a prayer? you'd say perhaps not, but with some of the athletes they've got, if Lauren Nicholson could get a hand on something, she can make something happen.
Well, they might need to channel, what was it, the Larry Bird steal all the way back in the 80s from the inbounds pass. They might need to channel something from that. So Bendigo, they can get the ball basically into play. That is the ball game. They find Griffin, and Griffin, the buzzer goes, and Bendigo get home in an absolute thriller against the Townsville Fire. 68-66. Terrific game in the Cygnett WNBL. Top of the table clash, and it lived up to all expectation and more.
Yeah, that was absolutely huge. I mean, we can talk about every player on the floor, but what a contest. That's a finals type game. We're in round 4 of the WNBL. It had everything. It had offense, it had defense, it had great possession play. This is, this sets up the rest of the season for the WNBL.
So full time in Townsville, just to check all the top scorers. Alex Wilson with 16 points, along with Kelsey Griffin for the Bendigo side. 13 points to Alicia Froling and 12 points to Annalee Maley. While for the Townsville side, 21 to Hawkins and 13 points to Nicholson. But Bendigo, they will go top of the table with a terrific victory against the Townsville Fire away from home. A 2-point victory. It was 1 point the difference at quarter time, 1 point the difference at half time, 2 points the difference at 3/4 time, and 2 points the difference at the end of the game. What an absolute thriller. A terrific advertisement for the Cygnett WNBL. That's all we've got time for from Townsville this evening. Full time, Bendigo 68 has beaten Townsville 66.